at the May sale of point-to-point horses in training and breeding stock. Lot 20, Who's Houdini, was sold for 22,000 to the Forever Never Syndicate and is in training now with John Joseph Hanlon, Shark Hanlon in Ireland. Just like Mr. Sundancer, sold at ThoroughBid's January National Hunt sale for 15,500. It was lot 4, and that is now owned by Hanlon's P&S Syndicate. Shark's been increasingly successful at various sales of late, and we hope very much that that success rubs off on these ThoroughBid purchases. And Shark's been good enough to join us from his HQ in County Carlow. Hello, how are you?
Good, good now.
And the horses, now that you've bought them, you've got them settled in well?
Settled in well, very happy. Both Mr. Sundance came home, he got a bit of a break and he's back now jumping hurdles and that, and I'm very happy with him. He's a horse that I'd say he could have been even schooled before I got him, but he's a very good jumper and he'll run in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
And as far as Who's Houdini is concerned?
Who's Houdini? I got the horse home here about 4 or 5 days ago, and he is lovely big horse now. A lovely big horse. He's about 16.3. I saw him the day he fell, and I was impressed with him. I thought that he was going to win and win well the day he fell, and that's the reason I went on and bought him.
You obviously really, buying and selling horses is almost as important by the sound of it as training racehorses from your point of view.
Yeah, well, listen, if I was to depend on just training horses, I think I'd be gone out of business. I love buying a horse, maybe running them and selling them on again, get them to win, sell them on again, or get a syndicate into the yard or whatever. Like the last horse I bought, I think he's a gorgeous horse, and I think he's great value. And I didn't try and sell him yet, but what I'll do is I'll probably go win a pint, then I'll try and sell him to someone in the yard.
And you say you really enjoy that kind of thing. So what, looking through the catalogue and saying, oh, look at that, that was promising. You're looking for all the details.
Yeah, well, listen, I love doing them things. I love going through the catalogue, and especially if you've seen a horse running, and pick him out and see can you buy him. And I pick, the way I do it is that I price him myself. And if I have to buy him up to that price, lovely. If I don't, I let him off. And like ThoroughBid is very good there because there's no messing with him. Like you either get to buy him or you don't. And no one can see who's bidding or not bidding. So it's very straightforward.
And I said you've had quite a lot of success of late, particularly as far as sales are concerned. We know you won the Bet365 Gold Cup at Sandown the other day, the old Whitbread, with a horse that cost €850.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. So it was. He's a horse I bought in Gorse Bridge just down the road from me. And I gave him a bit of time, and I think he's a lovely horse. And he's a 155 horse now. And he'll go to Galway for the Galway Plate and maybe the Kerry National. And the big aim for next year will be for the National in England.
But so that was Hewitt. But what about Sky Ace? What, you paid £600 for Sky Ace?
I paid £600 for Sky Ace. I knew the filly's form because a filly of my own, a Diamond, doesn't beat her twice, and I just thought that my filly wasn't too bad. And when the boys rang me looking for a horse, I had her picked out the sale, and I picked out 2 other horses, matter of fact, as well. And the first one went for too much, and then she came in, and she was my kind of price.
£600 in 2020, in the 2020s.
I love it. It's great.
Rachael Blackmore, time and time again, says, Shark was massive mentor to me when I was trying to work out which direction to go in racing.
Yeah, well, listen, it was great, and it's great for me. It got me a lot of pro as well as her. But she was always a great girl, great worker, hard worker, and she, I couldn't say good enough about her. When we had her in the yard, I could go on a holiday because I could leave everything to her and everything would be done right when I come back. But she's going from strength to strength. And for a girl to do what she's after doing, it's unreal. And it's after bringing, we were only talking the other night about pony racing. And this year, I think there's 35 girls signed up to go pony racing. Right? It's unreal. Like, you take it 5 years ago, there weren't 5 girls interested in pony racing. But like, it's just, I think Rachel's after bringing all them, and she's a lovely girl. Like, I see her outside the weigh room there with people, kids coming for photos and yokes like that, and she never says no. And that's her, you know. But like, I think she's done a lot for the sport. England, Ireland, she done a lot for the sport. When things were down, at least we had something to talk about. When the COVID came in first, she was there, and I think she kept the whole thing going, you know.
And you actually encouraged Rachel to turn professional, didn't you? She'd had a couple of pointing falls, is that right? And you said, I think you ought to go down that route. Yeah,
no, she was working for us here, and she was riding hours pint to pint, and she was going racing, and then she ended up getting rides off lads that no one else wanted to ride. And she's such gutsy, she'd get up and ride them. But one Sunday there, she got 2 or 3 bad falls, and the next Monday she came in, we asked her which turn. Now, it took a while for her to say, yeah, she didn't want to at the time. I thought her parents thought I was mad. Definitely the racing circle thought I was mad. I got phone calls, texts, everything. I should have kept them all. I should have kept all the emails and the texts to know, did I want to get her killed? Is that the reason I wanted to change her? I just had it in my mind that she was going to be a good girl. Could have been wrong, but she put her heart behind it. And when she put her heart behind it, it worked. It's like anyone, if you go half-hearted to a thing, you won't get it done. But she went fully hearted, and she got the key done. You know, it's just brilliant. So it is. And she rode her first winner for me, over hurdles, over fences, bumper, pint to pint. You know, so like, it was great.
And Shark, for you and the family who know her so well, when she wins the Grand National, she wins the Cheltenham Gold Cup, she wins so many things, and she so often credits you as well. How good does that feel? It's
a real boost, a real heart boost. My mother and father here are living with me, and they know her since she was young, and my own 2 young lads here. Like, in the National English National, the roar in our house, I'd say you nearly hear it in Liverpool, so you would, you know, like, and it's great. And even the neighbours around here, they all knew you were from going up and down the road up to Dunning, Gallops there and down. A lot of people around here got to know Rachel, and she's a serious sport around our country.
First of all, you know, John Joseph Hanlon, you appear in the race card, in the newspapers, online, etc., as John Joseph Hanlon. But if you walked onto many race courses and said, do you know John Joseph Hanlon? They'd say no. Do you know Shark Hanlon? They'd say, oh yes. So this got a hurling origin.
Years ago when we were hurling, now I wouldn't do too much hurling now, but I wasn't great at that time either. But we were hurling a county final in St. Kenny one day, and I wasn't much good. I was more awkward now than a good hurler, let me tell you. But just things went right that day, and I got a couple of balls and trying them out forward to that. And Pa Dillon hurled with Kenny years and years ago, was over the other team. And he came in across the field, and he had a roar at one of the lads that was marking me, and he said, will you cut the head off that shark or we can go home now? And the name stuck that day, stuck in hurling. Then I went racing, and it still stuck, so it hasn't changed since.
So do many people call you John?
My mother.
When you've done something wrong?
My mother and Jim Bulger. Jim Bulger never calls me Shark. He always calls me John.
What is the plan with Who's Houdini? And there is this point to rules bonus if you can win under rules with the horse. Is that in your mind?
I love getting them bonuses. I had Diamond Dozen there, and we had her in the mayor scheme, and she won the game final, and she got $3,000 as a bonus. And then the mayor, she won the bumper, a maiden hurl, and a chase, and we got all the $5,000. And I tell you one thing, I'll be hunting that $5,000 off of them boys. I'll be getting the half of them. They only got a lend of it there. That's all. It's coming to me.